Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Hello, how's everyone doing? Welcome Friday night. You know how we do Friday night. This is one of our new programs, new content, new program for Fridays. This is the first program. This is the first pilot that we're doing. We're just trying to see when if people like it, see what goes on. It's gonna be. We're thinking of putting it on different days, but this is the first one. It might be the dates might be changed again. So this is called the commentary box, where we look at the hot topic for the week, what's going on in football, what's been happening so far in terms of the game, and looking at the games that I played last night. You know, any big stories out there, and basically the biggest story out there is all about Tottenham. You know, it's got to do with Tottenham. Um, the game yesterday, where basically they lost the 3 goals, 2 goal first leg advantage to Dynamo Zagreb. That game was covered yesterday, and I was watching that game as well live. We did a watch along for the game. It was not good. It was not good, to be honest. As a Tottenham fan, I feel your pain, or Tottenham fan. To be honest, I feel that pain. I know what it feels like. Tottenham fans have suffered a lot. We've gone through a lot of, ups and, all this. We've gone through a lot of downs more than up. And we just have to stick together and support our team. We don't have any other team. It's not like we can just, go and support, go and support a different team. So, firstly, I'm going to be talking as a Tottenham fan and about what happened yesterday. We're going to be looking at what we can do, like realistically. I've been seeing so many stuff on social media about, get rid of all the players. That's not going to happen. Get rid of the board. That's not going to happen. Get rid of the manager. Yes, you can. Get rid of the players. Yes, you can. Get rid of some. You can't get rid of everybody. So I'll give you what I think Tottenham should do. But in the same sense, I'm not Daniel Levy. Mr. Levy's, he's been successful running a business. So he knows all about the, ins and outs of running a business. So, yeah, so I'm going to be giving my own view. So this is the very first episode of the commentary box. Please subscribe to the channel, like, share. This is the first one. We're going to be doing loads more. It's going to be once every week. We're still looking for the dates, and we're looking for people to come in and talk as well. So if you're interested, please drop me an email at yardboxix at gmail.com, or you can just send me a comment and I'll get it. Next time we can have like a little panel and we discuss topics going on in football. So yeah, that's the main thing we're doing today. And we're gonna be looking at the fixtures, the semi-finals of Europa League as well. Teams playing each other in the Champions League as well. We're gonna be looking at that as well. So let's get into it. Yeah. So this is gonna be like a 60 minutes program. It's gonna be for roughly should be for about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. So we don't want to talk too much and bore people. First of all, I'd like to thank all my subscribers. I'd like to thank people watching the videos, the views from yesterday's game as well. I think fans just like when a team lose, when a team lose, they like to watch reactions. And thank you guys for watching that video. Please subscribe, like, share. Thank you to all my new subscribers as well. Really appreciate you guys 100%. And basically, you're part of it. You're part of the family. You make everything happen. And yeah, so it's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. So let's get into it. So first of all, I'm gonna be looking at the game yesterday. We're looking at that game from yesterday. Coming into the game as a Tottenham fan, I was pretty confident. I was thinking, yeah, we can lose. I never thought we were going to lose, to be honest. I thought we would basically at least get a draw. I was pretty confident, and then I saw the team list. Kane was playing. People were saying we should not play Kane from the beginning, and anyway, the manager played. Kane was playing. He had a couple of people on the bench as well. Basically, it was a mixed team. There's some players missing because they couldn't play, like Højbjerg, and the team was on paper. The team was good. Paper good enough to win, at least to get qualification for the quarterfinals. The game, so the game was, was those kind of games whereby first half Tottenham were trying to, you know, just they were not using the ball properly, trying to gain, they were not letting their quality show the way it should in terms of the squad. They were 11 on the pitch. And there was nothing major. It was goalless in the first half. Second half, Tottenham, I think they got into a little bit. They played a little bit of football. They had some chances, but everybody, the manager mentioned something about the attitude of the players. You can't read players that kind of. If I say I could see the attitude yesterday, maybe after the result, yeah, if you're looking back now, but some of the stuff that was happening in the game, in terms of the later part of the game when Dynamo scored their goal, and it was when they scored their goal. This first goal for me was, let's analyze the goals now. First goal for me was can was one of those goals that you stop the goal? No, I guess maybe the defender could maybe stop the player from going on his right foot. Aurier, I meant, but Aurier has always been Aurier. To be honest, we've had issues with Aurier in the past. It's been some fans were saying he's one of our best players, which has been, yeah, he's been playing really well, to be honest. And for you to be for me, I think for us to have Ore as one of our best right backs, just basically sums it up for me. It's one of those things whereby you have a player, and then because you don't have anyone better than that player, you stick with this player with the player that you think is with the best of a bad bunch, really, to be honest. So yesterday, everything we thought about Ore, everything we thought Ore had overcame, came back yesterday. So it was, for the first goal, yeah, it was a cracking goal. Maybe we could have done better. Yeah, fine. We were still in the game 1-0 down. The alarm bells were not ringing then. And the second goal and the third goal for me was, just basically unacceptable. It was, shocking stuff, man. The second goal, initially when I saw the team list, the midfield gave me a little bit of concern because for me, I don't think that Ndombele and Sissoko can do that work properly, defensive minded. Especially you have to have one of them as a defensive midfielder, CDM basically, and it has to be, that role is so key because you have to be able to screen with the back four. You have to have the legs to go across every single time to cover the full backs, or make support the full backs and support the center backs as well when they get put out of position. So that role is key for me, and not many players could do it. There's some players that are just naturally they're built for that role. When you convert players into that role, it's a bit difficult. I know Musa Sissoko. I know Musa Dembele was converted from his days at Fulham when he came to Tottenham into a defensive midfielder by Poch, I think. And he could do that role properly. And not many players can play that role. So when you convert players into that role, it's very difficult for them to switch on and actually play that role, because they go back to what their brain is telling them. The mentality of their brain goes into that what do you call it? Into that zone of what they've been doing before, and they run around, run around everywhere. But when the ball breaks in transition, they don't know how to get back into the position and just nick the ball, like what's his name, Ndidi at Leicester, or Kante at Chelsea, all those kind of players. And for me, they're key, man. And yesterday, when I was watching that game yesterday, the midfield for me looked just, it was too open. And if the game of football and the midfield, especially at that top level, if the midfield is not solid, you're in trouble. You're in trouble, because everybody wants to play through the middle. And if they go wide, many teams actually go wide. And if they go wide, that ball is still coming into the center of the park, and it's coming into your box, it's coming into the middle. It needs to be cut out by the DM, making an extra body to stop the cross and everything, things like that. And that same thing, that thing happens a lot sometimes when I watch Tottenham. Sometimes when Oiber goes out to cover, the second midfielder in the double, whatever they call him, the middle, double pivot or whatever they call it, or pivot or whatever you call it. I'm African, so all this English word, man, you hear me? So basically, that's what the problem is. So when Oiberg was not playing yesterday, I had that problem. I had that feeling that it's going to be difficult. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very difficult. And it came out that way yesterday. So the second goal was going back to the second goal. The second goal was the key for me. It was the start of the heads gone moment, man, where everybody just lost their bearings. Ball went to the right. They played it back into the middle, and basically the player ran past Sissoko to score. And for me, that's just shocking, man. That's poor. That's like, that's one of the goals I hate concede. As a fan watching football, those are the kind of goals I hate conceding, when the ball comes into the box and somebody just have, it could happen once in a while, I must be honest, but when somebody just like strolls in and have a tapping, So when they scored that goal, Musa Sissoko was just way behind. Ndombele had been pulled to the left or to the right. And, in that kind of position, the two of them, they have to be close together. They have to be very, very close together. So for me, the balance was not right. Maybe Winks will have made a difference. I wouldn't know, because I don't think his defense, he's more of a ball carrier and create stuff. I don't think he's got that defensive mode in him. Some players can do both, but some players can only do one side of the game. So yeah, the second goal went in. I was still hopeful, thinking, yeah, surely they're not going to score a third goal. I was thinking they're not going to score a third goal. There's no way they're going to score a third goal. And eventually they did score the third goal. And that third goal was the one that just really, really broke me. It just pissed me off, because I see that when my son plays football, when he was a lot younger as well. Then, when somebody makes a run, beats 3 or 4 players, and you see people making all those, what do you call it? Strictly come dancing kind of tackles. It's like you just stick your leg out, you stick your leg out in slow-mo without actually watching what the guy is doing before sticking your leg out. And 2 players did that, Bale was running back. Bale couldn't run back enough. I don't know. That's another issue entirely. But the defensive players, they need to do a lot better, Aurier was sticking out his leg, not looking. Ndombele was covering, was running back. Sissoko was running back. Sanchez came out from his defensive position as a centre back. He came out to close the guy down. But if you're going to do that, you're going to have to get the ball, or you're going to have to get a foul, one of the two. Somebody has to make a professional foul there for that third goal. I don't care what's going on. If Højbjerg was playing, yes, for that third goal, he's getting a foul. You gotta have to make a professional foul, And nobody touched this guy, man. It was a great goal, to be honest, but those are the kind of things you see. Not so much at this level, at that top level. You see it occasionally, but you don't see it often. Where players just go past and smashes in it. And in terms of the goalkeeper as well, could he have saved it? I wouldn't know, to be honest, because everything happened really fast before the keeper could move. Maybe because it was on his near post, you could have done something about it. But the goal was poor. The goal was very, very poor. The third goal was poor. So that's the game continued. We tried to score, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to go too much into the game because that's the game. There's nothing we can do about that. We tried and tried. We had chances, Kane, Bale, and we couldn't score yesterday. And Tottenham were knocked out of the Europa League. So looking back, it's a big blow because we wanted to get into the Champions League through that. Nobody knows what would happen. Even if we have won that game, nobody knows Tottenham would have gone on to win the Europa League. Nobody knows. But after the game, looking back after the game, everything settled. Mourinho had his press conference, talked about attitude. Players were now, the attitude was wrong. Dynamo players had the best attitude. And you can actually see that, the way they were diving in front of shots, blocking everybody. There was a bit in the game that sums it up for me, whereby Winks and one of their players went in for 50-50. Winks got to the ball first, but the tackle on him from that player, you could tell the way he went in for that tackle. And I think Winks felt the energy from the guy, because sometimes when you're playing against a team that's determined, the way they go into tackles, the way they run, the way they chase the ball, the way they try and win second balls. You can get that feeling that today's not going to be a very easy game for you. And I think from then on, that set the tone for the way they played. And so the game was played, everybody talking. I've been listening to so many social medias today. People saying, oh, it's Jose Mourinho. Some people saying it's the players. Some people say, oh, it's the board. Some people say this. Some people say that. There are people taking the piss. As normal, there are some fans happy that Tottenham were losing, but their team lost and they're still happy. Me, I couldn't understand that, because if my team lost, I wouldn't be happy any which way. I wouldn't smile if another team lost. So let's look at the big picture right now, because that's what we do on here. Let's look at the big picture. Okay. The first question is everything going on now, is it like an overreaction from the fans, which we've seen before? Fans overreact a lot. We win 5 games, they overreact. You win a game, they overreact. You win 1 game, they overreact. You win 10 games, they overreact. So is it like an overreaction? I would say yes, in a bit. Yes, it's a bit of an overreaction. Because the reason why I say that is because we've gone on around 5 games before we lost to Arsenal. This game, yeah, it's a bit of people are overreacting. Yeah, fine. But I do understand why they're overreacting, because of the team that we lost to. But this has happened before in the past to so many teams. Tottenham have been in this situation before. So many other teams have been in this situation before. And we don't want to get into that. I'm talking to some Tottenham fans here. We don't want to get into that situation whereby we overreact too much. And at the end of the day, by the end of the season, we look back on this season and go, oh, Nobody will remember. We go, oh, it was not a bad season after all, because with 6 points behind Chelsea, yeah, we're not getting and we'll be 3 points behind Chelsea. Carabao Cup final. We could beat City, definitely. Everybody going on about we can't. Football don't work that way. We've seen it happen before. We could beat City, end up with a cup. It will be a good season. But the thing is, the thing I want to look at is going back to if it was a crisis, like people were saying that, oh, it's like a crisis, yeah, or people were overreacting. What can what can be done to fix this problem right now? What can be done by the manager to fix the problem right now? The manager is there responsible for the players, yeah. What can be done right now and what can be done long term? That's what I'm going to touch on. That's what I want to look at. For the manager right now, he's in a bit of a situation, whereby he's in a bad position, he's in a bad place. Because for me, when you have players that are not pulling for you, and you have the captain coming out saying some players are not pulling for the team, you have a very difficult situation on your hand because you have to rely on these players as well. You can't only rely on your 11. You have to rely on the subs and everybody else as well. Yeah. So for this particular situation right now, the manager needs to get everybody on board. He needs to hopefully play his 11 because you can't force people to actually have that attitude, that mentality, that fight. You can't put it in somebody. You can't cut them open and actually put that stuff in them. They've got to want to have that in them. So the manager has to make sure he gets these players, some of them on board till the end of the season. And hopefully some of them will play for him till the end of the season. That's what the manager can do from his own part, on his own part. This manager is a winner. We all see that. We all know that. It's been said. It's documented. That's facts. So our players have not won anything. I see people saying, "Oh yeah, but Mourinho, the way he plays his football, is everywhere he goes, he falls out with players. Everywhere he goes, he wins as well. He's got trophy everywhere he goes. Players are human beings as well, man. Everybody knows that players are human beings. Some people, I as a person, if I know somebody is a winner, and I see that you're a winner, and I can see what you've done. If I was a player, I will buy into your ideas, whatever you do. I mean, if you tell me to run through a brick wall, I will do it because I want to be in that place. I want to be where you are. I want to be in that space. I want to know what it feels like. You can't. How am I going to call it? How am I going to put it? You can't force somebody to be a winner. It's something that they just is in them. You can't. I don't think you can. I'm trying to use the right words. I don't think you can create a winner. The winner mentality has to be in that person. And the manager can't, although he's responsible for the dressing room, he can't put that into every single player. It's impossible. Some players are winners. Some players they get they're telling off from the manager. Just like in life, some people you tell them off, they bounce back and they brush it down. They brush down themselves and they move on. They listen to what you say. They take your ideas on board. I understand that humans are, players are human beings, and you don't like to be criticized. It's a default mechanism for every human being. When you criticize them, they fall back, they fight you, or they come up and they say, "Oh no, you can't criticize me." But at the end of the day, some players will buy, especially if you know this manager. If this was any other manager, yeah, fine, I can understand. But this manager is a winner. You don't win all those trophies without having a clue what you're talking about. And every time Tottenham fans, people say, he's too defensive, he's too defensive. In a football match, in a game, you have to defend. Even Manchester City, they defend sometimes. Barcelona defends sometimes. Every good team has to defend sometimes. But I think with some players at Tottenham, it's a case of some of them they've been there too long. They're comfortable. Mourinho needs to say the right things to the players till the end of the season, and hopefully the chairman will back him up and try and move some players, get them out. Basically, you know, that's what needs to happen. Anything else, it's going to be like a, what do you call it? It's going to be like a sacrifice, basically, because if Levy gets rid of the manager and brings in a new manager, we're still going to have the same problem. Still going to be the same problem, because these players, would they be able to do or buy into the ideas of the managers that's coming in? People mentioning Nagelsmann, the German coach for Red Bull. Is he good? If he comes in, he's gonna have his own ideas. He's gonna have his own players. He's gonna have his own ways of playing, and his team, they will press. This Tottenham team, I can't see this team pressing the way Nagelsmann would want his team to press, and that's going to be a problem for the same squad. So getting in a new manager for me is a no. If Mourinho don't finish top 4 and he gets the sack, fair, it's okay for me. I'm okay with that. But would that make him a bad manager? No. Would that make him not good enough for Tottenham? Hell no, because Tottenham have not won anything. He's the kind of manager we want at Tottenham. And when people say the negative thing, I think I'm just done with that, because every single time it's always negative. When Tottenham win, when we go on the run and win and beat teams, people go, "Oh yeah." Nobody says, Harry Kane is doing, he's putting down numbers, like he's never done before. Son is doing the same. We've scored about 100 goals in the league in total or something. That's not a negative thing. But the thing is, when it comes to defend, the mentality is not right. Some players, they can't do it. They can't do it. And sometimes when your ability is not up to the standard that you are, what do you call it? That your club wants, then you go into that default mode by, feeling sorry for yourself and looking for excuses in terms of, oh, the manager, the training, the days, the tea, the coffee, the sandwiches at the restaurant is not good enough. There's no salt. So people go into all that kind of looking for a default mechanism or default excuses to fall on. And for me, that happens with players. It happens in life as well. That's normal. But at the end of the day, this is the kind of manager we want if we want to go to that next level. Poch has been here. He did a good job, but we still didn't get to that level where we want to get to. If Mourinho finishes top 4, wins the cup, is that all we want? Is that the end of it? Hell no, because we're going to want more. Definitely we're going to want more. We want to go to that next level. So for me, the best thing to do is everybody to just calm down, relax. We got a game against Villa. We win the game against Villa. We are 3 points behind Chelsea. We got tough games coming up. Can these players forget the last 2 days, get on and play the game with the right mentality, right attitude? Personally, I think the way it is in that dressing room, I don't think it is possible to do that until Mourinho gets rid of those players, because you find out who the players are and you have to get rid of them. And I hope Daniel Levy backs him up and just get rid of 3 or 4 players. For me, the players that needs to go, and I'm going to tell you the reason why they have to go. they need to go. Sergio Aurier for me. He's played well this season. He's had a couple of good games, but he's not. I don't think he's the level at which we want at Tottenham. Kyle Walker is a typical example. We had Trippier as well. That's the level we want to be at. So Sarge has to go. Musa Sissoko for me definitely has to go. He's been there for quite a while. I think now at his age and how long he's been at Tottenham, he should be playing at that level whereby he's comfortable. His touches sometimes are off. There was I'm not sure if it was him yesterday. There was somebody just kicking the ball. When you panic, like when you watch your Sunday league under 12 or under 13s and somebody panic and the kids panic and they just kick the ball anywhere they're facing. Somebody was doing it yesterday. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Musa Sissoko. And I saw that as well, and I was in shock. I was like, wow, I understand if you're under pressure, like I don't know, the ball isn't bouncing around in your box and you clear it, but this was a halfway line or something like that, and somebody just kicked it. Those are the kind of things you don't want to see, and I saw that yesterday. And you can tell that Mourinho was very, very, very down from the interview, press conference, and everything he did. I like the way he talks. He speaks the truth, and he says it as a fan. Although he can't cross that line, he has to be very careful because the same players you want to criticize, you're going to rely on them, and you have to be careful. But yes, so I think basically I think yesterday was bad. To be honest, yesterday was bad. Don't get me wrong, but for me, I think everybody should just calm down. 2 bad results. I'm a very optimistic person. 2 bad results. We beat Villa. We're like 3 points behind Chelsea. Then I think we play after Villa. We play Newcastle. I think we play Newcastle after Villa. Let me just check who we play. Our next 3 games. Our next 3 games. Let's check that. Please, if you're watching this, please subscribe to the channel. Send me your comments or what you think we are talking about. This is a new program. It's going to be going live every week. The days are different, so we're going to fix a day. So basically, it might be Friday, same time Friday. I think 7:30 every Friday, unless there is a watch along. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. So let's check our next couple of fixtures for Tottenham. It's the next one is Sunday Villa and 7:30. Then after Villa, we got Newcastle. So after Villa, we got Newcastle after the international, which is at that's a winnable game. Then after that, we got Manchester United. So those 2 games, the 3 games, if you can win the 3 on a bounce, it looks different. Then we got City at the end of the month in the final. So everything might look different. So football is it's a very, very, it's a very, especially this league is very, very changes every minute. It was a bad defeat yesterday. That's a big chance to go into to the next round of the Europa League. And it was bad. I must be honest, it was bad. I was watching it and I couldn't believe it. But that football, it's always like that. It's always like that. If you watch football for a long time, you get those kind of results. So going forward now, basically, that's what the manager can do. The players on their part, some of them could look at themselves in the mirror and say, did I give my best? Did I give my all? Even if you don't like the manager, people are different. Some people just want to get out. They want the manager out. Some players, you can say, okay, I'll give my best to the end of the season. And that performance was not on. I'm going to give everything to the end of the season. And so some players could do that. So going back to the players that that I would want to to be sold in the summer. Whether it's gonna happen, that's a different thing. So we got Musa Sissoko, Sergio Ray, um, Eric Dyer for me. It's not centre back. He's had so many games. Although I'm not blaming gonna put a blame on him for any of the goals yesterday, but it's in the past it's been making the same mistakes. Um Harry Winks, I don't know for me, man. If you get a good if Skip comes back, I think Harry Winks should be sold. Who else? Lamela is good. I think Lamela should stay. Well, Lucas Moura is good as well. Who else? Yeah, I think Steven Bergwijn as well. He's good as well. I think he should stay. We need a centre back, definitely. I know, and we need a defensive midfielder to play alongside Oilberg. You can, for me, basically, you can play the two when we play away. You can play. It depends on who we're playing. Casey, the guy that plays for AC Milan, seems to be a good fit. But I just feel that if the board Levy could, Daniel Levy could, support Jose in the summer and basically just try and get rid of at least half of the people we don't want. We're gonna get the three people out. Aurier, Sissoko, maybe Eric Dyer are the key three for me, basically, because that's a centre back, centre midfielder, and a right back. Yeah, get a new right back in. Mark Doherty, Matt Doherty. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. He's been very poor. The games he's played for Tottenham so far has been very poor. I will. Would I give him another season? I don't know. Maybe if you get another right back in, then maybe he can stay, or it depends, man. Because he plays in a different system at Wolves, plays in back three, playing in the back four at Tottenham. Yeah. So definitely need another centre back. Sanchez might stay if we get another centre back. But the problem is we always go for a plan B, or a second choice or third choice. And I think if we're going to do it in the summer, we have to make sure we go for the very first, try and get the number one target. And I think that's what Daniel Levy should do. I think in the summer, I know money is going to be very difficult. I have to be fair on the board as well, because they've been constrained as well in terms of the stadium. The stadium was built for these fans, the concerts, American football, all this revenue has not been coming in due to COVID-19. So the fans have to look into that as well, and look at it and see the season has been what do you call it, disrupted in terms of it's not even a word, disrupted. Anyway, anybody that's very good at English, Oxford Dictionary, should let me know. The season has been affected by all these issues and all these problems. And I think once the crowd could go back and the fans could go back and the stadium is up and running, if Jose is still there, then Jose will have more funds to spend. If it's not, wherever the manager is, will have more what do you call spend? What am I talking about? It must be Friday, man. I think I've had a couple. I've not even had any drink at all. That's the problem. Talking about drinks, man. I feel like drinking some champagne that's sweet. Yeah, but if you know any sweet champagnes, sweet champagne, not too expensive, let me know in the comments. Something sweet. So yeah, uh, if they can back him up, get that centre back in, get a right back and a defensive midfielder, it should be good. If they're going to sacrifice a player in terms of raising funds, if they can get all those people I mentioned earlier out, or if they want to sell a big name, I'll say put Dele in there as well. At least they'll get like 40 for Dele, or 40 or 50 for Dele. Um, put Dele in there as well. Reading reports about Kane going to City. I don't know. I think it's going to be huge for City to pay 150 million for him at his age. I do wish Kane all the best. It's so sad that he's not won anything at Tottenham. For a player of his ability, of his dedication, his commitment, the guy is just incredible, man. He's incredible so many times. Even yesterday, when everybody was not playing well, he was still the only one that almost scored. So I have nothing but praise for Harry Kane. And I wish him all the best if he eventually leaves Tottenham with all my blessings. He's been incredible. He's been a fantastic player. We were really lucky to have him at Tottenham, I must say. We don't have anything to say against Harry Kane, even if he has a bad game, which is allowed to. But for me, I wouldn't even have anything to say about him. For me, he's got loads of money in the bank, man. His bank account is exploding right now, man. For me, because he gives everything 110, 120% every single time. Well, yesterday when after the game was when we showed him running off the pitch, and he's one player that you can never doubt him. I bet Sunday night he banks in another 2 goals or something. He's just incredible. Son is the same as well. So if we're gonna see him go, I wish him all the best. If he wants to go, we can get the money in for him. If he's going to City, I wish him all the best. To be honest, and if we can use that money for the rebuild, but he has to be well done. Daniel Levy too has done a good job so far. The club is in a good place financially, you know, so far before the COVID comes in. Even in the summer when people were saying, "Oh, Tottenham are going to struggle to get players," we did some good business, bought in some good players, and Daniel Levy did a great job. And for people saying he should go, get me someone that's going to do a better job. If you're going to come in, people should bring people. They should get names of people that are willing to buy the club. So for people saying the Rennick should go, the bot should go, what should go. I don't want to be talking about that because we know that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen in the near future. But the stadium is there, and that stadium is built, is ready to go, and it's like a till. That stadium is like a massive till. Kiching once the fans start coming in and they place the club is running properly. Oh yes, we're going to pay off the debt on the stadium, that must have been worked out. I don't think the what do you call it, the payments on the stadium will be paid. The money to be paid for the stadium would have changed. I don't know what the figures are, whether it will be affected by COVID or not, whether they pay less or they pay more, interest rates and all that. But interest rates are low right now. So I don't know what kind of, that kind of environment, what kind of interest rates that charged on payments for the stadium. But that would have been done properly by Daniel Levy anyway. So it's just a case of we stick with the manager. For me, stick with the manager this summer, do a bit of business, get priority positions in terms of a center back and a right back in, um, or maybe a defensive midfielder and a center back in. So I think there has to be a balance, and we have to make sure we get the priorities signings in, get some players out, wait till the stadium gets back into full running and fans are back in the stadium. And I think we'll be in a good position then. If Daniel Levy decides, okay, after 2 years, Mourinho is not the man, let him go. We want to win a cup, fine, but if you win a cup, for example, win this Carabao Cup this year, what next? I bet following season everyone is forgot about that. Next thing, fans will be saying, "Oh, no, Tottenham fans." Obviously, you know them kind of fans. They'll be saying, "Oh, you've only won one trophy in 20 years." So I'm not really obsessed about that, to be honest. Of course, I want us to win a cup, but I want a good team. I want us to play, to win games, not play good football. Win games, play good football, good, but just win games, be consistent like we were on that pod. And I think we continue doing that, you're going to win something eventually. It's just a matter of time. Continue doing the right things, putting the right structures in place, have the right, right players with the right attitude, you're gonna win stuff. So for me, I believe that should be what the club should do next. Basically, everybody should just calm down, relax. It's a bad result. We all know it's a bad result. You know, get Mourinho summer, let him get some players in the key positions, and just make sure we get the right signings that we need. Get rid of the players we don't want. Obviously, you can't get rid of everybody, but at least the priority players we should get rid of them. I think we should be in the right place. This season has been it could still be a good season. We can still finish. Top four is a bit difficult for me. I can't say we will finish top four. I can't really because with what's going on, according to what's going on, the dressing room, we don't know. We're just relying people are saying it, but according to what's going on now, can Mourinho can he basically can he trust his players? He has to trust them because apart from the first 11, you need your bench, you need the subs as well. At least you need like 14 players to be buying into your ideas. Can you trust them to get him the Champions League place by the end of the season? At the end of the season, I don't think so personally, but you never know. Mourinho's been done. Mourinho for me is like Jesus Christ, man, because he's done some miracles in the past, man. Some of the stuff he did. I remember beating Barcelona with that Inter team. I remember winning La Liga with Real Madrid against Barcelona with the Pep team, one of the best teams ever. He pulls out all this kind of stuff. And people saying he's lost his touch, he's lost his touch. Come on, man. You don't lose your touch over. You don't lose touch, man. He's done it so many times. The problem is wherever he goes, does he have the same kind of player with the same mentality to, you know, to listen to what he's saying and to go through? Because there's two different things in listening, and there's another thing you following him and you believing this guy is a winner. I want to be a winner. Everyone can talk a good game, but there has to be the attitude. You have to put in the work in training. You have to put in a lot of hard work. You have to get knocks. You have to push yourself through pain. Players get injuries and they go, oh, I can't play the next game. My body is not right. Man, if you can walk and get up in the morning and stand up and run around, yeah, you can play. Some players push themselves through that barrier. They want to play. And Mourinho is that kind of a person. He wants players like that can push themselves, that have the same mentality. I think now players are a little bit soft as well. They don't want to be criticized, So, I think it's just he's a manager. He knows what he's doing. I'm not going to tell him what to do, but what he wants to do. He wants to get the best of both worlds because he wants to tell the players when the players that are not listening to him, the players that are not with the right mentality, he wants to tell them off, but at the same time, he needs them to the end of the season. And I can tell you 110% right now, he knows the players that he wants to get rid of. 110%. He knows that. But can he do that at the end of the summer? We'll see. Can Levy back him and get rid of those players at the end of the summer? We will see. That's the key thing. Mourinho, everybody can say whatever they want. Oh, it's negative football, negative this, negative that. That's irrelevant. He's a winner for me. He wins trophies, and that's where we want to be. Tottenham can get in a new manager in the summer if they want, but it's going to be the same thing. We're going to go through the same cycle. The manager will come in, needs to get rid of these players. He needs his own players in, And with a new manager, it's a gamble for me because any manager you're getting in, apart from Pep, they've never won anything. They've never won anything. So you're giving them loads of money and you're training them, oh, go and win me this, go and do this, go and finish top four, But, will the players listen to them as well? We don't know. Nobody knows, So I'm not gonna tell Daniel Levy what to do. He basically can do whatever he wants, man. He's got the what do you call it? He's got the money, like I said, man. He runs the club. but he needs to stick with Mourinho till the end of the season. If he doesn't finish top four, if he decides, okay, you want to get rid of Mourinho, yeah, I'll be okay with that. It's not something that I would do personally if I was in charge, but if he wants to do that, you can get rid of him. But everything this season has just been so difficult in terms of, football in general with COVID, you know, Tottenham with the stadium, no fans, Mourinho with players, Dele Bale, and I'll say, it can still be a good season for Tottenham. That's the crux of the matter. It could still be a good season. We'll win a cup and hopefully get top four. And at the end of the day, it will still be a good season. So after all is said and done, yesterday was bad. It was a big defeat. Nobody's disputing that. I think there's a little bit of an overreaction in terms of, we've lost to a team, that basically Tottenham should be beating, but we've seen that before. City they've lost to teams that they should be beating, so we've seen that before. It's not a big deal, but people, social media is going crazy, everybody overreacting, get rid of Mourinho, sack Mourinho, so Daniel Levy will do what's right. He's been doing it for years. He's either going to back Mourinho or sacrifice him, like he did with Poch. So, but I don't think he will. I think he will stick with him till he'll stick with him in the summer if he gets a Champions League place, or maybe if he wins a trophy. I don't know. So let me know what you think in terms of Tottenham. That's enough of Tottenham. We've been talking about Tottenham for quite a while now because after yesterday's what do you call it, miracle. And I have to say as well, I have to give 110% respect for Dynamo Zagreb and their players. I would say they deserved that yesterday. I mean, you can't go through that kind of a game, the kind of commitment, the way they were going into tackles. They gave 110%. Without getting some, what do you call it, some respect. They really deserved it. And Mourinho was a class as well because apparently went in there to have a word with them in the dressing room, which is a class of Mourinho. So yeah, so basically that's it. That's it. In terms of Tottenham, that's all I got to say. I just had a feeling that I had to do this program. It's a new program called the Commentary Box. It's going to be coming up every week, live, where we're going to be looking at the discussions of the main football story for the week. And I think Tottenham has fallen into this category this week, man. As a Tottenham fan, I'm used to it anyway. So basically, that's it for Tottenham. I'm going to be looking at the fixtures let's have a look at the Champions League quarterfinals and quarterfinals. Who is playing who? Because I've not really looked at to be honest, I've not really looked at the Champions League draw. So Champions League draw. So the draw, is Man City, Dortmund, Porto, Chelsea, Bayern, PSG. I think they played each other last year as well in the final. And Real Madrid, Liverpool. Okay, Liverpool are still there. I forgot. Yeah, so that looks like a nice couple of games. City, Dortmund. That's gonna be tough, man. That's gonna be tough. But I see Dortmund going through there. Dortmund, they got young players with legs. They can run. Very good young players. So we're gonna fancy them all day long. Porto, Chelsea. I don't know. Porto knocked out Real Madrid. No, sorry, knocked out Juventus. I think Chelsea are playing well. So far, so good. I can't call that one, to be honest, but I think Chelsea might just scrape that, but I can't really call that. Porto are a good side, defensively very solid. Have to break them down. Chelsea playing away first. If Chelsea can get a clean sheet or get a goal away from home, then they have a chance. But Chelsea for me have to score. They have to score because Porto they have a very good defense. So yeah, that's gonna be the close one. Bayern, PSG, Bayern. I've not seen Bayern play this year, so but I think Bayern, on that one, I think Bayern will do the business on that one. Then Real Madrid on Liverpool. That one I can't call that one as well. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be very difficult to. It's gonna be a close one. I think Real Madrid might just win that one because of Liverpool's defensive problems and stuff. So I think Liverpool might just. I think Real Madrid might just scrape that. The Europa League. Let's see the Europa League. Hopefully Tottenham will be there. Yeah, I wish. Yeah, Europa League. Yeah, Europa League. Europa League. Europa League. Yeah, Europa League. All the teams in this. Granada taking on Manchester United. United should win that. Arsenal, Slavia, Prague. Arsenal should win that on paper, but you never know. Man. Slavia, they knocked out Leicester, they knocked out Rangers, so you never know. Ajax, Ajax and Roma. Ajax, they've just got the same team from the Champions League. I'm not sure. Roma, I don't know. That one is going to be close. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to call that. Maybe Roma might just do that one. Then you have Dynamo versus Villarreal. 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 That one, I don't know. I think, yeah, I tipped the Spanish side, Villarreal, to go through, man, because they've got Unai Emery, who's won that tournament, God knows how many times. They should name him. They should call it the Unai Emery Cup or something. UEFA League, UEFA Cup, the Europa League. So I think, yeah, I think Villarreal will win that one. I tipped them to get to the final. I might win it as well. So yeah, that's the draw for the European competitions, and that's it really for today's edition of the commentary box. If you have any comments, let me know. Send me email. You can comment in there as well. We are looking for like a panel of one or two people for the next one that we'll be doing, where we'll be trying just be having a general conversation, about football, about the hot story for the week. So that's going to be sometime next week. So if you're interested, you can drop me an email, yardboxix@gmail.com, or you can send me comments as well. And we get you in as well. So to have a little talk about football. So that's what we do. We just talk about football. We don't, less banter, more football. We look at stuff, look at the core, look at problems, look at the games, analyze the game properly. A little bit of banter, but social media is full of banters now where headlines are just Tottenham are rubbish or Arsenal are rubbish or bottle jobs. I don't like those words, man, to be honest. I look at football from a different angle. I look at it more technically. I look at it more. I want people that to come on and talk about football properly, analyze the actual game. Look at the game, and then have a little bit of banter as well along the way. But it's more 80% football, 20% banter. That's what we do on here. So thank you very much for everyone for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. There's going to be a watch along on Sunday, Tottenham taking on Villa. And there should be one for the FA, one of the FA Cups as well. I think it's maybe Leicester and Manchester United. I'm not sure. I think it's on Saturday. So just, set your notifications and, when the stream is coming on. So, just like to say thank you to everybody. Got one more subscriber yesterday. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching all the videos. Really appreciate it 200%. Trust me. And yeah, have a nice weekend. Whatever team you support, hope your team, hope they win. And always remember, there's always the next game. So don't criticize the players too much, or don't go over the top, because there's always the next game. But as fans, man, we're all fickle. We all think, we know, we all think we're the best, you know. And yeah, so see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Stay safe and God bless. And keep watching your football.